organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV,
we'll show you how Facebook is affecting organ donor registration.
And we'll tell you how to stay healthy this summer in the blazing heat. And in sports, Nate Kading has been in the NFL for 9 years, but find out why he still calls Iowa City his home.
That's coming up right here on Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
And welcome to your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Christina Targos.
And I'm Allie Wright. The latest research by the U.S. Department of Agriculture shows that consumers could see some relief from high food prices later this year. The USDA predicted Thursday that corn production will reach 14.8 billion bushels this year, up from 12.4 billion bushels last year. Farmers expect to plant about 91.9 million acres of corn this year, which would be the most since 1937. The mild spring and adequate amount of moisture have allowed farmers to get an early start on their crops this harvest season.
And with summer just around the corner, it's important for students to remember the importance of sunscreen. The Center for Disease Control issued a study Thursday showing that half of U.S. adults under the age of 30 in 2010 have had a sunburn at least once in the year prior. This is the same level it was at 10 years ago, indicating that young people aren't taking the threat of skin cancer seriously enough. The CDC also saw increases in the number of young people using indoor tanning beds. Among white women aged 18 to 21, nearly one-third reported using a tanning bed. Experts say that even one burn serious enough can lead to the development of melanoma, an often lethal form of skin cancer.
18 people will die each day waiting for an organ donation, but Facebook entrepreneur Mark Zuckerberg may have found a way to decrease those numbers. Daily Iowan TV's Tasha Woods logs us in with the details.
Because there are so many people waiting for organ donations, waiting lists are inevitable. There are 114,000 people currently waiting for an organ donation. Currently, you can sign up to be an organ donor when getting a driver's license, but Mike Zuckerberg thought there might be another way. With nearly 900 million people on Facebook in the world today, this new campaign believes it can change the way people sign up to donate organs. Since the announcement of Mark Zuckerberg's organ donation on Facebook, there's been a significant increase in donors. In fact, over 100,000 people have signed up. And the significant increase is not only seen in the state of Iowa, but here at UIHC.
In the 3 days right after the app came out on Tuesday of last week, there were 700 organ donors that registered here in the state of Iowa alone. We normally have about 7 per day.
The drastic increase in numbers is continually rising by day. After the new option was announced on Tuesday, 6,000 people had enrolled through 22 state registries. On a normal day, these states see 400 people sign up altogether. Many times organ donors do not officially publicize their intent to donate, and by the time of their death, family members are unaware.
There are so many people waiting for a transplant that if we could increase the number of people willing to donate, we'd be able to shorten the time to someone else getting a transplant. Here in Iowa, the Iowa Donor Network could approach a family member of someone like this and say that they noticed on this person's Facebook page that they had signified themselves as an organ donor. But the legal way to do it is to go to the state's donor registry and put your name in, your birth date, and the other information.
So for those who want to sign up, the process is simple. You just go under the health link and simply say you would like to be a donor. There's also a link to the state registry. And so for thousands of patients who are waiting for a match, there may be a little more hope. Tasha Woods, Daily Iowan TV.
Still much more to come on Daily Iowan TV. Find out what students on campus are looking forward to in sports for the next school year.
But first, let's check in with Daily Iowan TV's Tasha Woods for a look at your weekend weather.
Thanks, Allie. And with the end of finals brings some decent weather Friday morning with high of 62. Expect 77 with mostly sunny skies in the afternoon, and there's a 40% chance of thunderstorms come evening. However, the 71-degree weather on Saturday will be great for graduation, and this beautiful weather will hopefully be back on Sunday. We'll see a significant rise in temperatures Monday through Thursday, with the highest reaching 82 on Wednesday. The partly cloudy skies might shield the sun for some of the day, but it's overall a pretty nice week ahead. Back to you.
And now for a look beyond Iowa. At least 55 people were killed Thursday in a car bombing in Syria's capital city of Damascus. An additional 370 people were injured from the twin suicide car bomb attack that occurred outside of a military intelligence building. This marked the deadliest attack in the country since the uprising began 14 months ago.
Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney issued an apology Thursday to high school classmates who he may have offended with his hijinks and pranks in high school, and said that he didn't know that some of them were gay. An article published by the Washington Post described how Romney held down one of his classmates and cut off his hair at their prestigious boarding school in suburban Detroit. The Post suggested that Romney was bullying his classmate because the classmate was gay. This comes one day after President Barack Obama announced that he supports gay marriage. Romney opposes gay marriage.
And the only thing between the Minnesota Vikings and a new $975 million arena is the governor's signature. The Minnesota State Senate voted 36-30 Thursday to approve the new facility, which relies heavily on public funding. 49% of the project will be funded by the team, and the rest of the funding will come from the state and the city of Minneapolis. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton is expected to sign the bill.
And now Daily Iowan TV Sports' Chelsea Byrne is here for a look at Hawkeye sports.
Yesterday, we showed you the story of Marv Cook, a former Iowa tight end who is now the Regina High School football coach. Marv has a deep connection with the Iowa City community that spans back to his playing days as a Hawk, something that another former Iowa player can agree with. Nate Kading, the current San Diego Chargers place kicker, continues to come back to Iowa City during every one of his off seasons, despite the odd looks he gets when he tells people he's coming back to his home state. Take a look.
You're going back to Iowa in January. Explain to me again why you're doing that. I think you haven't seen a lot of the country now being able to travel with the NFL and everything. Some of the positives of this area that a lot of people that are from here don't really appreciate is that you have, with it being a university town, you have that sort of cosmopolitan feel, and you get a lot of you have a lot of the good restaurants, a lot of the good theater, nightlife. There's a very educated, sort of liberal feel to this place, and it's very accessible also. So you have that sort of big city feel, but that sort of small town accessibility. We love the Midwest. We love Iowa. We love the sense of community here and the sense of identity that the area has. And my wife and I are both Iowa people, and we understand the importance of that sort of Midwestern upbringing for our kids. So it's been an important thing for us to be able to maintain that and have that be a part of our kids' lives as they grow older.
Nate Kading is in his 9th year in the NFL as a place kicker for the San Diego Chargers. An extremely successful college career has made Nate's journey from Iowa City West High School to the UI to the NFL one that most have paid attention to. A main reason for that, though, is the fact that every January, Nate and his family, a wife and 2 young boys, reside in Iowa City and spend time where they were both born and raised.
I think that's the biggest thing. That's what makes a place, is the people. And we have a lot of great relationships with a lot of great people, a lot of great friends, and all our family are from here. And that's something that you can't really replace, regardless of how good the weather is or how big of a city it might be. I mean, those are things that are hard to duplicate.
Nate's other reason for coming around this college town? His 2 restaurants he owns in the area. Shorts Burger and Shine and Stella were both opened by Nate and 2 of his best friends, with the mindset of creating an Iowa City staple that people want to visit when they come from all parts of the country.
Being an Iowa City guy, we looked at Iowa and you kind of say, well, what Iowa's known for is food. What is like the indigenous food of Iowa? And hamburger isn't necessarily from Iowa per se, but it's kind of synonymous with the feel of this place. We grow good corn and we raise great cattle, and our cattle eat our corn, and that's just a natural thing. And the burger's kind of a blue collar food item that kind of fits the overall persona of the state. So that's kind of what we wanted to do is create a place that when people came in from out of town, they could say, well, what's a good Iowa place to eat?
The side project of Kading's has been underway for about 3.5 years and has been more successful than he ever imagined it to be. It's not uncommon for pro athletes to open restaurants, but the mindset of Kading's establishment is unique. He was never creating it just for the chance to stamp his name on a place in downtown Iowa City. He was doing it for the betterment of the community and to enhance the ambiance of the town he loves, the people and the place that have been his biggest supporters his entire career. Chelsea Byrne, Daily Iowan TV Sports. The tradition of Iowa football and the people of the community make it a place that many still want to call home. And with summer right around the corner, you wouldn't expect Hawkeye fans to already be thinking about next season for basketball and football. But as DITV Sports' Lauren Moss proves, many loyal Hawkeye fans have hopeful thoughts for next fall.
With both men's basketball and football bring out impressive amounts of fans this past season, I took it to the streets of Iowa City to find out which sport Hawkeye fans are most excited to begin.
I'm more excited for basketball season, I think, just because it'll be interesting to see how the team progresses this season with the new recruits.
I'm more excited for football season because I like going out with the whole tailgates. It's just a whole experience, and then the games are always fun.
I'd say I'm really excited for football season because they had such a bad year last year that this year they could really step it up.
I like watching NCAA over NBA, and they did pretty well, I thought, as a team, even though they're young. And next year should be a really good year. I'm going to continue to follow, even though I'm graduating. I plan to come back and watch some of the games.
More excited for the basketball season because the great new recruits we have coming in and the great season we're going to have coming up this year.
I mean, obviously football, just because it's more of an Iowa spirited event, and I get into it. I wear some weird clothes. It's more tailgating aspect, a lot more things to do, like painting my face, a lot of Hawkeye tattoos on my cheek, waking up with them the following morning. As for the basketball season, I haven't really gotten into that. I mean, just we're not that spirited in the basketball, so I'll just say football. It's pretty great.
So it seems that Hawkeye fans are excited for both football and basketball. It will be interesting to see just exactly what happens next season for both those men's sports. Christina and Allie, back to you guys.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Read about an apparent bias and political affiliation of UI staff members.
And get the scoop on a local high school internship program giving high schoolers real-world experience.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out on June 3rd for our summer coverage and visit us anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.